Please welcome Dr. Lopamudra Priyadarshini.
Thank you, sir. And now, Lopa, I would like to ask you something. CSR and say philanthropic capital are increasingly shaping our education and skills scenario. In fact, they even direct to some extent what is to be done. What I would like to know is, what are some of give me again, two. I'm very fond of number two. So give me two ideas that are scalable, evidence-based approaches that have worked in creating sustainable impact through this corporate NGO partnership. So some examples, if you can talk about how things have changed.
In your lines only, because I totally align with your thought, Mr. Rao. What I as a corporate and what we do when we talk about skilling is obviously we believe that industry linkage to drive program design is very important. That is number one that we are focusing. When we talk about purely skilling, I'll come to education a bit later. So mapping the local ecosystem, the supply-demand mismatch we actually do, because many a time if we have a copper plant around, we have a refinery around, the skill needs are different. When we have a copper tube around, the skill needs of that area is different. So we have to understand the local ecosystem. What are the, for example, places in Gujarat, there are a lot of chemical factories. We are not the only industry that can hire them. So we train them in various different skills that is available. Again, as I said, it's a supply demand that we work. Many a time what we see is a mismatch. So we train them in logistics, for example, but then, it doesn't work there. They have to come to Ahmedabad, Baroda, or in various other cities. And I think we must recognize that these aspiration building is important when we talk about technical skill. And in Asoj and the Dahej cluster, when youth are seen as role models, or they're seen as pathways. So people do, when we talk about education, I have one point to add to Mr. Rao. Many a time what we have seen in my experience across India and to work in education, when we give digital platforms to schools, many a time schools lock it. They just don't use it, or they don't want to use it. As it in Odisha, in my past assignment, we have worked with more than 69 high schools, upliftment of 69 high schools with digital, with entire infrastructure. But what we see when we go back is the lack of uses of those digital platforms. So yes, here comes the picture that the trainer, the teachers must be trained to use those platforms, or as Mr. Rao said, industry experts or experts, those subject matter experts for the various classrooms, and students can take the class. Then they're in a digital. And yes, I believe the artificial intelligence should start very early. My children who study abroad, they're 9+3, and they start the skilling. They finish 9th, that means their skills have been mapped, and now 10th, 11th, 12th, the education system focus totally on what the child is interested to go ahead and do, and focusing on those areas. So something like that we should focus on when we talk about CSR.
Just two things which you feel, two targeted interventions from all of us that can effectively ensure equitable, quality education for our children. Just two. Over to Lopamudra.
Yeah, thank you, Kamalji. I think it's a very, very insightful what Mr. Rao has said. So I think, quality learning and outcome is for in the CSR perspective, if you ask me, I totally agree with. We are working with the universities to draft the curriculum as. And I had a privilege of being in other, other advisor and panel in others, where we are writing the curriculum for them. As he rightly said, train the trainers. But when you look at speak from the CSR perspective, that that quality learning outcomes we have to look at, not just enrollment.
Okay. Yeah.
And as Mr. Rao said, teachers capacity building, because they are the interceptor of change. And as a CSR, we really need to see what is a clear measurement framework, like learning levels, progression, confidence, employability. So our approach at Hindalco is generally focused on continuity. We invest in early childhood, schooling, career counseling, skilling. We have come up with skilling centers across various zones. So this actually forms a life cycle approach. So in a village, when we go in, we work on early schooling, then mid, and then as Mr. Rao said, skilling, defining where the child is inclining towards. So sustainability comes actually when the local communities and schools also takes ownership. So we are in the boards of school committees and all, and that's how we at CSR level can become